On my community page yesterday, I posted a short report in text format about PC Hollymore, a Norfolk PC who's facing a misconduct hearing later this month over alleged lies regarding a vehicle crash that she had in a marked police car. Moore told her colleagues that she had to swerve to avoid hitting a deer as she turned onto the A11 slip road between Watton and Attleborough on July 29th last year, a crash that left the police car with substantial damage. Norfolk police don't believe a deer was even present, calling her a liar and suggesting the crash was due to her excessive speed. Now, police cars have a black box fitted, which in the event of an incident can be used to determine the police car's speed, position, whether the brakes were pressed, how long the brakes were pressed for, whether the blues and twos were on, and a whole lot of other metrics. But in the reports I have seen, it doesn't mention anything about a dash cam being used or having been seen by the force to disprove her account. However, they do disbelieve her, although I can't see how they can rule out a deer if there's no evidence to prove that she was lying, even if she was speeding, which of course she would need to be reprimanded over anyway. The reason I bring that up is because PC Ryan Lee from Nottinghamshire Police is pretty much in the same boat. Lee has been dismissed from Nottinghamshire Police after admitting to and having been found guilty at Sheffield Magistrates Court on the 27th of February to dangerous driving. Lee was found to have been speeding and using blues and twos on the vehicle that he was in on April the 26th last year, just 3 months before Hollymore from Norfolk, when he hit a rabbit or a hare at more than 90 miles an hour on the A617 towards Worksop. Now, you might wonder why he was done for dangerous driving just for hitting a furry little critter. Well, the truth is he wasn't using his emergency equipment due to an emergency. PC Ryan Lee seemed to simply want to get back to the nick quickly, maybe to end his shift. However, Lee wasn't just speeding on his way back to the station. Prior to that, Lee had dropped off a colleague, and even on his way to drop his colleague off, he was hitting over 80 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour zone, and from the information I've managed to find, it appears that he was doing those speeds without activating his lights or siren. It was after he had dropped his colleague off that he seems to have thought he could get away with it, but just 2 minutes after activating his lights and siren, he hit the little critter, causing what the force called significant damage to the police car, the same language used to describe the damage caused by Hollymore. Failing to stop initially, he continued for a further 3 miles before pulling over and then reporting the damage. Now, had this not gone to court, Ryan Lee would probably have gotten away with a written warning or some reflective practice. After all, he hadn't killed an actual person. But because it ended up in court where the information is in the public domain, it's a lot harder for the police to cover up and hide. Liz Briggs, representing Nottinghamshire Police at the hearing, said if PC Lee had been responding to an emergency, instead of rushing back to the station, his standard of driving would have been acceptable. There were a lot of, "oh, I'm sorry," and "he's such a great guy" going on in Lee's favour at the hearing, with the Police Federation rep saying that PC Ryan Lee had been very open and forthcoming about his misconduct and explained that he was usually an exemplary employee who consistently exceeds expectations. And the speed limit, by the sounds of it. I mean, I bet my arse it wasn't the first time he'd misused the emergency equipment on his police vehicle. He went on to say that PC Ryan Lee had shown remorse and had not only disappointed himself, but also knows he's let down members of the public and his colleagues. See that? It's the world's smallest violin. However, sadly and unfortunately, Chief Constable Kate Maynell, who chaired the hearing, so much for Mark Rowley saying chief constables need more power to sack shitty plodding misconduct hearings, decided that PC Ryan Lee's indiscretion was more than she could bear and decided to not only sack him, but also put him on the College of Policing's barred list, which, to be fair, seems exceptionally harsh for a driving offence. Kate Maynell accepted there was evidence of remorse from Lee, but decided the misconduct was so serious and in sharp contrast to police policy and his character references from colleagues. Now all we have to do is wait and see what happens to Hollymore in Norfolk when she appears for a misconduct hearing. I mean, considering PC Ryan Lee here admitted his actions showed remorse, they didn't accuse him of lying and he still got the boot, I think I can see what's coming for Hollymore, but we'll have to wait and see if I'm right when the hearing is held. And with that, although I think maybe in this case, based on information, it may be a ickle teeny tiny bit harsh, it does still allow me to say,
another one bites the dust.
If you found this report informative or interesting, please show your support with a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. If you don't want to add a comment, you could always leave an emoji, which YouTube will still take as engagement and will help the channel grow. Don't forget, if you're not already subscribed, then please consider subscribing and stick around for more reports.